The Simpsons is one of the longest running shows out there, cartoon or otherwise. It's been providing humor and commentary on American life for decades, and people come back to watch season after season. Part of that is, no doubt, thanks to the Simpsons themselves and all their antics and quirks. But one of the greatest strengths of this cartoon titan is all of the supporting characters we see. These characters have had so much time to be developed and fleshed out, and people have fallen in love with them. Some of them hold up so well on their own that they could support their own shows, so we wanted to celebrate some of these characters. These aren't in any particular order because they all offer different types of shows to watch, and we don't want to rank types of shows over other types. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Hans Moleman.
My name is Hans. Drinking has ruined my life. I'm 31 years old.
Everything bad that's ever happened has probably happened to Hans Moleman. This nearsighted citizen of Springfield exists to be the punchline of jokes, and he can coax some laughs out of you. But what if we could get a series of things going right for him? Don't make him smarter or more capable or better at seeing. Just make it so that his shenanigans lead to his eventual victory. We had a show similar to this at one point in Mr. Magoo. Everyone loves Mr. Magoo, but it's also a show that could use a little updating. Moleman would need smaller stakes than Magoo. He'd be trying to correct grocery store mix-up or things like that. Sorry, Hans, you don't get to be a millionaire.
Excuse me, I'd like to request $17 for a push broom re-bristling.
Why, it's that delightful TV leprechaun. I'm going to get your lucky charms.
Oh no, my brain.
There's just something about an underdog succeeding that works. Hans Moleman doesn't get to succeed in the larger world of The Simpsons, but narrowing focus could make this character a charming little hero wrapped in his own world. Then again, it probably doesn't send the right message to have a 31-year-old alcoholic win in the end. Ned Flanders. Simpsons pervades all culture. You'll find people quoting all different characters in all different contexts. It's also responsible for the word Flanderization. A lot of people complain that, over time, Flanders became less deep as a character and emphasized his religious devotion. So giving Flanders a chance to shine in his own show would be a way to prove that he has more to offer. He's had a tough life. His neighbors are mean, his wife died, and he soldiers on. I think there's enough to work with there. The real challenge here is that if he's a main character, it'd be hard to keep the Simpsons family in without making them the focus. Still, I'd love to see more of a person trying to be good in a world that's determined to punish him for it. Mo.
Most haven't.
Is Mr. Freely there?
Who?
Freely. First initial is IP.
Hold on, I'll check. Is IP Freely here? Hey, everybody! IP Freely!
When shows take place in only one location or a small set of locations, it's often because of budget constraints. In live action, more locations means more set designs or more on-location shoots. In cartoons, it means more background art and sound design for those locations. That said, there's creativity in limitations, which is why I want to see a story that never leaves Moe's Tavern. I'm sure some of you are quick to point out Cheers, and fair enough, but Cheers was also on a long time ago. I don't think this could be a whole sitcom, but give Moe a miniseries about his bar falling on hard times. The only people we see in this series are people that come into the bar. Moe has enough cruel charm to support this kind of show. His ability to deliver quick, brutal insults and a revolving door of colorful characters could work great together. Hank Scorpio.
Relax, Homer and Globex, we don't believe in walls.
The boss that everyone wants, that also happens to hold the countries of the world for ransom. Even as he schemes and extorts, he understands the importance of having a loyal and happy team. And when Homer's family isn't happy with their living situation, he doesn't hold a grudge. He tells Homer to do what's best for his family and sends him on his merry way. Maybe with as kind as he deserves the things he tries to extort out of world leaders. The gold he wants might go to employee bonuses for all we know.
I have the doomsday device. You have 72 hours to deliver the gold, or you face the consequences. And to prove I'm not bluffing, watch this.
And if that's the case, then trying to stop him is the governments of the world trying to stop him from being a good boss. I want more Hank Scorpio. I want a man so ruthless and cruel, but also kind and sweet to his workers.
When you go home tonight, there's gonna be another story on your house. Thank you.
Groundskeeper Willie.
It won't last. Brothers and sisters are natural enemies, like Englishmen and Scots, or Welshmen and Scots, or Japanese and Scots, or Scots and other Scots. Damn Scots! They ruined Scotland!
Groundskeeper Willie is contentious and angry, but very, very passionate about his job at Springfield Elementary. He'd put his life on the line for that school, and I'd like to see him do so in very low-stakes scenarios week after week. Similar to a Monster of the Week format, but instead of a monster, it's a leaking sprinkler in the gym. Other school employees can be his partners in keeping the school together. His disinterested partners. Maybe they all work together to keep the superintendent or Principal Skinner from firing them. Admittedly, I'm a sucker for heavy Scottish accent.
Oh, you speak like a poet, but you punch like one teeth!
I still think this idea has legs. Lionel Hutch.
I move for a bad court thingy.
You mean a mistrial?
Yeah, that's why you're the judge and I'm the law-talking guy.
The lawyer.
Right.
Slimy, dishonest, opportunistic, and other mean things that aren't related to lawyers, Lionel Hutch is not a man you hope succeed. Sure, he engages in frivolous suits, but he falls so far so fast. Part of the reason we love to hate lawyers in media is because we see them do slimy things and wind up fabulously wealthy for it. Lionel Hutch, on the other hand, spirals into worse and worse conditions. For as questionable as Springfield is, it likes to punish Lionel for his crimes when it doesn't punish others. I think Lionel could be framed in a funny enough way that you could root for him. Throw him a case or two where he's in the right despite himself, and somehow his bumbling lets him succeed, only to blow away any money he made from the case, and we do the whole thing again next week.
Burns, we've got witnesses, precedent, and a paper trail a mile long.
Yes, well, I have 10 high-priced lawyers.
Radioactive Man. Originally, I was going to go with Bartman, and Bartman would make a solid choice. But if we're going to go with just one superhero entry from the Simpsons universe, then I'd have to go with Radioactive Man and Fallout Boy. Fallout Boy is his sidekick, not the band. Though I wouldn't be opposed to having them in the show either. They could do the theme song. In a world of big cinematic universes and bigger spectacle, superheroes are at a peak. But even at this height of popularity, I think there's more that could be done with a fictional Silver Age superhero that runs on nuclear energy. I don't think I need to explain what kind of shows you could do with a superhero. I mean, the answer is you could do a superhero show.
Half-life, quarter life, eighth life, gone.
But I will say that I think this would work best with a lot of pows and zaps and alliterative one-liners. Kent Brockman.
This is Kent Brockman with a special live report from the headquarters of crusty opponent John Armstrong. How can I prove we're live? Penis.
Opinionated and ready to install our insect overlords, news anchor Kent Brockman makes an iffy journalist, but a great character for a show. I don't see this as a show about journalists, though. I see a sci-fi show about a Kent Brockman using his media connections to help install our insectoid president. We hear time and time again from him that democracy just doesn't work.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Democracy simply doesn't work.
Well, I want to see him put into action a government that does. We've heard all the different conspiracies about who really controls the government. I think it'd be fun to have a show where it's all true all at once. Chemtrails, the Illuminati, lizard people, you name it. And Kent is the mouthpiece for all of it. It'd let you reframe other characters in the Simpsons universe too. I could see the other residents of Springfield being part of a planetary takeover. Smithers.
Make me slap you. Now both. Now just you. Now give me a taste. Now both again.
The often underappreciated Smithers keeps Mr. Burns somewhat grounded in reality. Every time Mr. Burns is close to making a decision that goes too far, Smithers is there to pull him back from the edge. At all other times, he works to make sure that Burns gets exactly what he wants as soon as he wants it. Were it not for the fact that he doesn't have the money, Smithers could run the entire Burns empire himself. And he doesn't resent this situation. He likes working for Mr. Burns. He likes it a lot. He's not just putting up with the old coot, he's reveling in his job. I'd like to see more of his life. I'd love to see the behind-the-scenes work he pulls to keep Burns happy and the power plant running smoothly. He's the most capable person in all Springfield. What does he have to do when the cameras aren't rolling? Who does he have to bribe? Who does he have to kill? And finally, Apu.
The great American novel. Mine is about a futuristic amusement park where dinosaurs...
Oh, you have got to be kidding, sir. First you think of an idea that has already been done. And then you give it a title that nobody could possibly like. Didn't you think this bestseller list for 18 months? Every magazine cover had it. Popular movies of all time, sir. What were you thinking? I mean, thank y'all. Come again.
The most famous convenience store worker in all of existence surely has some stories to tell. And make no mistake, this is the most famous convenience store worker. I find convenience stores are interesting people watching locations even if you're only there for a few minutes. All the more so in a town like Springfield. Similar to Mo, I don't think you need to leave the Quickie Mart for this one. Just show us more of what happens there. How does Apu interact with the denizens of Springfield? What does he know about them just from their purchasing habits? With the right character showing up, this could be a fun way to look at one of the most famous places in one of the most famous fictional towns. Thanks for watching the top 10 Simpsons side characters that deserve their own show. Which Simpsons character would you like to see take on a leading role? Is there an obvious answer we missed? Be sure to let us know in the comments. If you like this video, then check out these other videos in the annotations and links in the descriptions. Be sure to subscribe to ChannelFrederator for more videos about your favorite cartoons coming out every week, and remember, Frederator loves you.